welcome back to another episode of the. And I'm just a sister who has a lot to talk about. And believe me, I know you know, I always got a lot to talk about. Now, I know y'all may be wondering, where's my sister? Where's my sister? Well, my sister had to go take care of some life duties. You know, adulthood be adulthood and it's real ghetto out here in adulthood. Life be lifing from time to time. So my sister had to take a second away from the podcast to be able to tend to some of her adultly duties. So with that being said, send love to my sister. If y'all see her on the internet, encourage her and send good vibes to her as she goes forward on her journey in life. But I still want to give y'all everything I got to talk about. I got thoughts. I got a lot of things that I want to talk about. So hopefully y'all still want to listen and y'all tuned in and y'all rocking with your sister. And we will be having some guests coming up. So, just stay tuned for what we got for this season. Okay. Now, what's been going on in my life? Because I know y'all know it's been a minute. I want to say we've been on break for about, I don't know, 2 to 3 months now at this point. A lot has been going on. I think the last time y'all saw the episode 1 of season 4, I had just got laid off from my job. And I told y'all send them prayers up for your girl. So hopefully y'all been praying for your girl, and just sending those good vibes out into the atmosphere. Right now, I'm still looking. God is faithful. So I can't complain. God has been supplying all my needs during this time. So I have not a thing to complain about. One thing I just feel like I'm doing right now at this point is just taking everything day at a time and just, focusing on the day that I'm in currently and just making that the best day possible. Right now, I'm just in a space where I just feel like I can be competitive with, what I'm choosing to accept as far as salary or position. And right now I'm just trying to weigh out my options. I'm just trying to make sure that my next move is my best move because we only getting older and I definitely don't want to feel like I'm locked down to a job that I'm going to hate for the rest of my life. So right now your sister is just taking a little bit of time to really figure out what's going to make me happy in life and just living every day as if it's my last and living my best life and all that good stuff. But anyway, hope y'all been doing well. Hope everybody has been doing great during this break. And I hope we ain't lose y'all. Well, just like that, I mean, it's time to spill the tea. It's time to spill the tea. Okay? Now, it's a lot. It's always a lot going on in the world. I'm sure y'all heard about the new animated series of Good Times. So for y'all who are not familiar, Good Times was a 1970s sitcom of a black family that was growing up and, living in the projects and basically scratching and surviving. Good times. Ain't we lucky we got them? But yes, they were hanging in a child line. All right, anyway. So they decided to take the famous sitcom from the 1970s and turn it into an animated series. Now, when I first saw the trailer for this series, I was like, okay. This could go one of two ways. It could be really, really, really good or really, really, really bad. So it's loosely based off of the original story, but this new story is like modern day. They brought everything to the new century. So they tried to take this new sitcom and base it loosely off of that, but the premise is still the same. So there is a family. It's the Evans family now consists of a cab driver named Reggie, who is played by the comedian JB Smoove, and his wife, who is named Beverly, and they have 3 children. The first of which is his name is Junior, who's played by Jay Farrow. And if you don't know who Jay Farrow is, he's most popularly known for like his appearances on SNL, and then he's also known for like the impersonations that he does of several famous celebrities. And he does an amazing job with that. Then we have a daughter named Gray, and this is played by Marcy Martin. And that's the young lady who played in Grownish. I mean, not Grownish. She played in Blackish as the daughter. She played in Little. I mean, like this young lady, I can't wait to see what she does when she, gets of age, because she's just amazing. And then we have an infant son. Now, this infant son is a drug dealer, okay? His name is Dalvin. Now that's why I said I'm not going to put the cart before the horse, because the trailer, now I can tell y'all, the trailer was of this drug dealing baby that was outside, and three babies pulled up on him. Now, three babies, like physically, but these babies was famous babies. So they had baby from Cash Money. They had baby, little baby, and then they had the baby. And I just thought that crap was just so funny, because I was just like, it was a play on words, like stuff. I'm corny when it comes to stuff like that, so it had me like intrigued to see more. So I was very excited to see the episode, just based off of that in the trailer, but also because I got whiff of who's actually involved in the production of this. So there is involvement from Carl Jones, who is most notably known for his involvement in the Boondocks. And then it's executively produced by and created by Norman Lear, who is the original creator of Sanford and Son, The Jeffersons, and then also the original Good Times. And then lastly, Steph Curry is one of the executive producers. Now, as much as when I saw Steph Curry's name, I was like, okay, Steph Curry, like that's what's up. Like, I never had a moment where I looked at Steph Curry and was like, I got bad vibes off of him. So I was like, okay, cool. But at the same time, it was a little questionable, where I'm like, Steph Curry, like what? That's random. But anyway, I thought it was very nice that, Norman Lear, the person who originally created Good Times, was a part of this production. And this was actually one of the last things that he worked on before he passed away, because he passed away last year. So, to have that original presence, being involved with this reboot, I think means a lot. Now, the problem with this whole reboot is the fact that a lot of people are, I guess, saying that it's perpetuating stereotypes against Black people, like negative stereotypes at that. So the original scene, when it comes on, the father character is in the shower, and you can see like a roach like singing along with him or something like that. So a lot of people are just upset because of the negative stereotypes that the show reinforces. Even, some of the characters from the original Good Times had some things to say about it. So I want to give my opinion on the sitcom, because I was able to tune in to about 3 episodes, because it's on Netflix, and y'all know Netflix started cracking down, being hella weird, trying to get people to pay for their own subscriptions. So I only watch Netflix when I can actually get into my parents' account at this point. So I was able to get to 3 episodes before they kind of like booted me up out of there. But anyway, so I watched the first 3 episodes. And I would say, honestly, it did not live up to my expectations. I had high expectations just because of the involvement of Carl Jones, who worked on the Boondocks. Because, like I said, Boondocks, is a legendary animated television show. And so I have really high expectations for this animated series, and it kind of let me down. And not because of quality, because I feel, within the 3 episodes that I saw, they kind of hit on some good social, a couple social issues. They hit on a few topics like that. And then it is a star-studded cast. Like, they have various other stars that make their appearance. Like, I believe, I heard the voice of Tisha Campbell. I heard the voices of Snoop Dogg. I think it was a couple of other people that I recognized their voice. And I was like, wow, it's really nice to see, the star-studded power that's behind this animated series. But at the same time, I found myself kind of falling asleep on the couch. It wasn't funny to me. Like, I don't feel like I really expected it to be as like funny as I feel Boondocks was for me. And I did not get that. Like, I just felt myself kind of looking at the TV and just like waiting for something to happen, but it never quite got there. So as far as my opinion, I'm gonna give it it's not a bad, it was well executed. Let's put it like that. It was well executed, but I'll say I might have to pass on that. It's a nizzy for me, dog. But what do y'all think? Chime into the chat. Let me know if you've seen the series. Let me know how you feel about it. And yeah, like just give me your thoughts. Maybe I missed something. Maybe I should have kept going to the fourth episode. I don't know. Let me know in the chat. So the next thing that we're going to talk about today on the Spill the Tea is, now we've talked in previous episodes about the dating pool. We all at this point know it has pee, poop, and throw up in it. It's kind of hopeless at this point, and it's really sad. It's really sad. I hate that for us singles, still trying to figure it out. I hate that for us. But we've talked about so many different things. Last, season we talked about the young lady that, had a problem with the Cheesecake Factory. We talked about several lists that were created after that with women saying, hey, these are places that we don't want to go on the first date. So now here we are in 2024, and we all know, the sassy man era is at an all-time high. These men find any reason to try to be sassy, if you ask me. So they have a sassy list for 2024. Now, the sassy list consists of, men that, now, I'm going to be very clear before I read this list that I don't co-sign nor agree with the 100% of this list. I'm just reading it to y'all, but I'll tell y'all which ones that I feel like, okay, I can see why they say it's sassy, but some of them is a little bit of a reach. Men that can cook are sassy. Men that argue with women they don't know on the internet are sassy. Men that let their girl pump her own gas, sassy. Men that expect their girl to go 50-50 on the bill, sassy. Men that wear tighty whities, sassy. Men that brush the back of their tongue and and gag, sassy. Men that call Target Target, sassy. Men that drink out of a straw, sassy. Men who know how to dance too good, sassy. Men that don't know how to change a tire or do an oil change, sassy. Men that wear a fanny pack, sassy. Men that are homophobic, sassy. Men that post too many pictures on social media, sassy. Now, I'm going to tell you, obviously, a couple of those made me laugh a little bit. And as you can see, the list is a little crazy. But the ones that I can agree with, I could definitely say men that argue on the internet, that's definitely sassy. It's definitely sassy because why are you going back and forth with somebody's Twitter fingers? Like, rest your Twitter fingers. It's not that serious. Like, I'm sure you got some other things that you need to be doing. And y'all typically like to beef with the females. It's not even like y'all having real beef with these other men on social media. Like, y'all really out here beefing with women. So, yeah, I agree. Sassy. Men that expect their girl, I'll say this. And men that expect a girl, I'll change the word and not their girl, because I believe in relationships, it is a 50-50 type thing here and there. Like, I don't see a reason why in a relationship the woman can't pay for, the meal sometimes. I don't see that as being a problem. But I'd say that if you aren't together and the man does expect you to go 50-50 on that bill, like for a first date type situation or something, I do think that's a little sassy. And like, I'll say, we've talked about this before. I just think that at this point, everybody's hurt. I feel like, we in this era of, people are getting called simps, okay? Don't get me wrong. There are simps out here. There are men that, they just allow women to walk over top of them. I get it. Then you got the tricks. Some men like to be tricked on. Some men like to just, take care of their woman or, make a girl look nice so that he can carry, have her on his arm while he out in public. Some men like that. But I just feel like we're in this era where there's so many women who, now. And I know we talked about this before too. back in the day, our grandmothers, aunties, and everybody, we all know you got a guy who you call, if you want something to eat. You got a guy you call, if you want to get your nails done. It's tale as old as time. It has been done. We know it exists, but I just feel like we're at a different place in 2024 where, yeah, we knew it existed, but it was under wraps. These women these days don't care, and they just outside with their shit at this point. At this point, the women have no shame in their game, and you got to send me a cash app to even talk to me. And I don't agree with that. So I can understand why the men are hurt about a 50-50 situation, because I mean, it's hurtful when you find out that you're being used for something. So I totally get it. But yeah, like 50-50, I can't do that 50-50 stuff, like, on a first date or nothing like that. Like, I feel like a man should, put his best foot forward and try to impress you. I do. Um, Men that brush the back of their tongue and gag, that's a reach for sure. Like, come on now, the man can't even brush his teeth now. Man can't even cook. Like, what? That's wild to me. That's wild to me. Like, y'all are crazy. Like, you would think that a woman would value a man that knows how to get the pot shaking a little bit. So it's wild to me that women are calling men sassy just because they know how to cook. Because, baby, if you know how to cook, that's the way to my stomach, okay? I mean, not the way to my stomach. That's the way to my heart. But it's definitely going to get down in my stomach, too, okay? Because I'm going to eat it, okay? So I don't know what these females talking about. They need to get a grip. Now, tidy whities, if that's your preference, hey, ball out, whatever. If you call in Target, anybody, male or female, you're a clown. Drinking out of a straw, like, get a life. This is why these men don't even want to spread their butt cheeks to wash their butt in the shower, because y'all be making up stuff like that. Like, get a life and move on. And don't know how. Now, I will say this. I'm not going to say that not knowing how to change a tire or do an oil change is sassy. But what I will say, as a single woman that's still looking, it is hella attractive. And low key, I want my man to be able to at least change my windshield wipers. Like, if you can't change my tire, I do low key feel a way about that. But I also realized I was raised by a man. He taught me how to change a tire. So some of these men out here don't have dads to teach them that stuff like that. So I mean, it's not a requirement. Like, at the end of the day, he gotta be willing. At least take my car to Jiffy Lube, okay? Take my car to Jiffy Lube or somewhere like that. I don't care. As long as you don't require me to do it, I'm cool, okay? So yeah, this list is a little crazy. But now, the crazier part is, these men, okay? We said they are sassy because they are sassy, but they're also fed up, okay? Now, we talked a little bit about the sprinkle lady on TikTok a couple episodes back, but now the men are taking the term and calling it drizzle, baby, okay? Drizzle. These men came up with a masculine girl list, okay? Because the same way they say we in the sassy man era, we in the masculine girl era too, okay? There was a man on TikTok that made his masculine girl list. So I'm going to play a little bit of that for y'all. And then I'm just going to chime in because I felt a little attacked. I'm not even going to lie to y'all. So,
girls have a sassy list for men. This is the masculine list for girls. So if you do this, you're masculine. Girls that say bro, masculine.
Now, I immediately felt like he chin checked me with that one because I do say bro. I call my female friends bro. Whatever.
And if you play basketball, masculine. What are you, Magic Johnson?
Chin checked again. I like to play basketball. I mean, like, loving basketball existed for a reason. Like, Monica was the shit, okay? Like, lay up off of us.
Throwing up gang signs in a picture. Masculine. Roll smoke backwoods or black and milds. Masculine. Powerlifting in a gym. What are you, Arnold Schwarzenegger? Masculine. Gambling on sports or anything. Masculine. Go be a cheerleader. Working at a warehouse. Masculine. Eating steak. Masculine. What are you, a monster? Go eat a salad. If you have a wide back, masculine. Why is your back big? If you have been to jail, masculine. You're aggressive. If you have a male friend, that's masculine. Listening to trap drill music, super masculine. And girls that take solo vacation trips, masculine. What are you, fucking Christopher Columbus? Chill out. That's the list. Check out the rest.
Now, I'd say I hope that if nothing else that video does for us women, I hope that sets us free from the Lulu, okay? Because some of us live in Delulu 100% of the time. The first list that I've read to you all, the Sassy list, like we clearly understand that that sounds crazy AF, okay? So I hope that when you heard that man's list, that y'all realize that the things that you all are putting importance on is totally like bonkers, okay? It's totally irrational. Like it's like what like who are you even to have these type of expectations for somebody? Like let people just be people. Like that's the problem today. The pool got trash in it because everybody want to judge everybody and be nitpicky about every little thing. Like let people just be them. Like, oh my God. Like, let people just live life. Like, I don't understand. I really just don't understand for real. Like, find somebody who's interested in the same things as you and let it be that. End of story. Like, it's not even that deep. So, moving on. Moving on. Okay. Men, get it together. Tighten up. I don't want to hear no drizzle. Drizzle, nizzy. Okay. But, men, we understand. Y'all fed up. Y'all fed up. Now, moving on to other topics. As y'all know, TikTok is one of my favorite places to be. TikTok is one of my favorite places to be. And I recently came across a video that told me some information that I did not know. Now, I realized that when this information came out back in not 20, Lord have mercy, in 2001, that I would have been, I don't know, I would have been 10, like 9, 10 years old. So I can understand why this kind of flew up under my radar. But did you all know that our first African American / Asian vice president dated Montel Williams? Now, for those of you who don't know Montel Williams was popular back in the day. He had his own talk show. He was a black caramel man with a bald head. He had his own talk show, so he was popping back then, popping. Okay, so I'll tell y'all, like it was wild to me. Like I think that the internet is going crazy over this information because, like, I mean, those who knew back then knew, but a lot of us are my age, so we definitely did not know this information, and I think we're going crazy over it because, like, well, I know why I'm going crazy over it. I'm not going to speak for y'all. I know why I'm going crazy over it because Kamala, like, yeah, we voted for her because she was black. Okay, let's not state the obvious more than once. But we really realized very quickly that Kamala is not black. That she kind of like leans toward the other side. So I think when I saw this, I was very much like, okay, sis, like you was black at some point, I guess. But I'm still not going to give her a pass. I'm still not going to give her a pass and let that be a reason why I think that she's down with the brother man and not the other man. Because what have you done for me lately? Okay. So they were together in 2001. And Montel Williams actually confirmed that this is fact. He confirmed that it was real. He took to his Twitter, well, formerly Twitter, now X account, and tagged Kamala Harris and said, "We briefly dated 20 years ago when we were both single. So what? I have a great respect for her. I have to wonder if the same stories about her dating history would be written if she had been a male candidate." And he confirmed it, but he's basically telling y'all, mind your business. Like, mind your business. But yeah, like, it's wild. Am I late? I don't know. Chime into the chat. Let me know your thoughts about this crazy couple. Crazy. Now, we're gonna get a hot minute a hot minute, okay? We're gonna put a minute on up there. This is a hot minute. I gotta give y'all some sound effects. What sound effects we going for with this one? There we go. There we go. Who do you think we're giving a hot minute to this week? We gotta give a hot minute to somebody. And everybody's a little foolish these days. So I mean everybody's worthy of being in the hot seat. But this week, put a minute up on the screen. We're gonna give a minute to Rihanna. Now. The Beehive has not come for me yet. I don't know which the what is it called? The Navy. I don't even know what it's called. But nonetheless, I love Rihanna. Let me put that on the table. But I'm going to give sis a hot minute because of her. Now I know you all have seen her new ad that her partnership between Fenty and Puma. Okay. And I'm just sitting here like, so we're gonna act like Rihanna is not walking around looking like a nug of weed? Why are you walking around looking like Oscar the Grouch, like you live on Sesame Street? um, it was a no for me, dog. It was a no. I'm gonna tell you why it was a no for me. The whole thing was creepy AF. My initial thoughts of this daggone commercial, I didn't know what it was about. I'm like, what the heck is going on? I was lost. I didn't even really know what it was an ad for. Okay. So I had to do my research and I'm sitting there looking and they're like, oh yeah, she was dressed in grass with special attention to the tennis shoes. Tennis shoes where? She came out looking like a piece of sea moss. Like I didn't see no tennis shoes. Like, so I went back to go look at the ad and now I'm looking at it like, oh, okay, I guess the tennis shoes was in the commercial a lot, but like how the hell was I supposed to pay attention to what she had on her feet when she was walking around looking like a tree? I'm sorry. It was a no for me. A huge no for me. And then once you can get past that part, right? There's a part where literally I would assume that it's her. I'm not 100% if it's her, but there's a person that's wrapped up in a carpet and a rug standing up and all you see is their shoes. And that's OD creepy to me. Like as a person who watch a lot of true crime, it really made me eerie in my spirit to see somebody rolled up in a carpet. Like, y'all missed the mark at, like, I mean, when are we going to start holding these people accountable? Like, they just be doing anything at this point. And I'm just like, yo, you missed the mark for me, Riri. And everybody's enraged because they're like, ma'am, why are you making commercials when you should be making music? We're waiting on another album. Listen, do what you do and do it great. There's a lot of things that Rihanna does that's great, that I stand beside, but this commercial is not one of them. So that's my spiel. Probably went over a little bit of more than a minute, but hey, I said what needed to be said. I said it, but you all were thinking it. Like she's walking around looking like a ball of weed. Like, hello, ma'am. Like whose idea creatively? Like, oh, let's give rolled up in a carpet, on the run, serial killer realness. Like what? Like whoever thought of rolling somebody up in a carpet, get a life. Get a life. So that's all I got. That's all I got to say about that. I'm not even going to say nothing else because what else could I say? We all saw the ad. We all saw it. So it's time for Conspiracy Talk. All right. So now, all right. I feel like I may or may not get canceled this episode because I'm talking about a lot of your faves. I just talked about Rihanna, but now we got to talk about Queen B. We got to talk about it. So Beehive, chill on me for real. But your girl, she be doing some questionable things. So it's no mystery that Beyonce has done things in the past that some would consider dark, demonic. And we've even talked about it several times on the podcast of some of the things that she's done that's very questionable. We've all heard about, her Lemonade album where she says she plugs her menses with pages of the Bible, and just a lot of her visuals are very just different. Okay. So the internet is going crazy right now because of a new song that she has on her album. Excuse me. She has on her album Cowboy Carter called Daughter. Now, I just want you all to know that we got at some point it can't just be artistic expression. Like at some point we got to be like, okay, maybe it's a little truth to this scenario. So I'm going to read some of the lyrics for y'all because it's a little eerie. Your body laid out on these filthy floors, your blood stains on my custom couture. Bathroom attendant let me right in. She was a big fan. I really tried to stay cool, but your arrogance disturbed my solitude. Now I ripped your dress and you're all black and blue. Look what you made me do. That verse alone made a lot of people question, well, who's she talking to? And TikTok, listen, let me tell you something. Some of these people that got time on TikTok to do all these investigations and figuring this out and figuring it out, they need to be hired by the FBI because the stuff they be putting together never ceases to amaze me because I'm just like, dang, I would have never paid no attention. It would have just went above me. But nonetheless, they're basically saying that these lyrics are about Beyonce accidentally / allegedly unaliving Jay-Z's mistress. Now, we all know that Jay-Z had a mistress because she sung about it. We know it happened, but we just don't know who it is. And we know, Becky with the good hair, she was around at some point. So, like I said before, earlier in the show, there's some things that may have went over our head because we're all the same age group. We were young as crap when some of this stuff was happening initially. So apparently back in the day, Jay-Z had a mistress that he was dealing with for several years and he was out in the open with it. It was like to keep it from going extremely viral and causing an issue. They're saying that that's when Beyonce staged her pregnancy. Now, we all seen the videos where her stomach crumbled on camera. So we know for a fact that this woman did not carry this baby. Now, rumor has it that Jay-Z's mistress was Kathy White. Now, Kathy White passed away when she was 28. What they're saying is the song Ring the Alarm by Beyonce was about this woman. Now, TikTok investigators have been trying to make the math, and they're saying that the year that Kathy White passed away, which we know that she was pregnant before she passed away, but she passed away shortly after she delivered the baby. So they're saying that the baby that Kathy was pregnant with before she passed away and the baby that Beyonce had after that, who we now know as Blue Ivy, was indeed Kathy White's daughter. So I know it sounds crazy. Conspiracy or not, I'm not sure. But a lot of people are saying that Beyonce, unalived this woman by accident, out of rage, dealing with her husband. And basically they took the baby, raised her as their own, and now we got Blue Ivy. And I'm going to put some pictures up there because I'm going to tell you right now, the resemblance is uncanny. Canny, okay? Listen, we absolutely know Jay-Z is the dad, okay? That's what we know for certain. But when you see this woman next to Blue Ivy, you're gonna be like, oh my god, that really could be her mom. So conspiracy? Or not. I don't know. I don't know. But I guess the world may never know unless they actually throw Jay-Z in the hot seat the way they've been doing Diddy lately. So who knows what might come up in the near future, because 2024 has been a tell-all so far. So we may get some answers. Who knows? Who knows? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. Does Blue Ivy look like Kathy White? I think so. Is Beyonce hella creepy in her music and, outwardly like kind of like a devil worshiper? I don't know. I think the math is mathing, to be honest. But hey, listen, TikTok be taking stuff and running with it, so you never know. You never know. Now, one of the topics that I have for you all tonight is a few crazy situations that I saw on the internet. So, there's this one situation that happened on, I don't even know, it was a video I saw on, I think, Facebook or something like that. This man asked his girlfriend to book them a flight to go to Mexico. She booked the flight, but what this lady did, you will be like, you are kidding me. Like, sis booked the flight, but this man is on a video walking down the aisle in the plane. And he's like, oh yeah, I asked my girlfriend to book us a flight. And look what she did. She's in first class. He shows her. Now, when he walks past her and he's recording, sis is like this. Like, you could tell she like, I don't really want my face on camera. Like, she's hiding. And he just keeps walking. He's counting the rows. He's like, this row. He gets like row 36 or something like that. He's like, she's all the way up there and I'm all the way back here. Make it make sense. So the internet wants to know, what should my man have done? Listen, let me tell you something. I would have got to Mexico if I was him, and I would have been a single man. Okay? I would have let her enjoy her single life on that flight, on that beach or wherever they were going. And then once we got home, it would have been a wrap. I hope that he like done that whole situation, to be honest, because it's wild to me like that you could take somebody else's money and book a flight and then literally like book yours better than theirs. Like, make it make sense. Like, do you even like him? Like, that's a question that I would ask. I'm like, do you even like me? Because like, you can't obviously like me or like my company if you don't want to sit with me on a flight. Now, I always like to play devil's advocate, but I feel like it's nothing that I could say that could rationalize why this woman did this in my mind. Like, and why, like, man, why did you think it was okay? Like, why did you think that was okay? So I guess the world may never know, but chime into the chat. Like, how would you have reacted if your significant other booked a flight for y'all to go somewhere and booked their flight in a first class section and then booked you in economy? Let me know how you would have handled that situation in the chat, because I'm gonna tell you what, if I would have found out, like, if I found out prior to us getting there, I probably would have canceled her ticket and would have let her look dumb as hell when she walked to the gate and realized that she ain't had no reservation. And I would have got right on that plane by my damn self, okay? And I would have had the time of my life. So what would you have done? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Now, the next situation is, and I'm just going to say, like, I don't know what I'm going to do with my life when they get rid of TikTok. I don't know what I'm going to do with my life because I love TikTok so much. Like, let's have a moment for TikTok. Okay. So, since we had a moment for TikTok, there is another situation that's wild. It's wild, okay? Listen, I think everything I said on this episode really shows us why the dating pool just got diarrhea. Like, it got mold. It got, I don't know. It got a lot going on in it because people be doing some crazy things. I don't be knowing what people be thinking. So it was this young lady that went on a date with a guy that she met on a dating app. Now, they go on this date, and apparently this man felt like she did him wrong because the picture that she used for her profile picture on the app looked a certain type of way. You know, she had longer hair. You know, she just looked different. It was, I think it was more so a face picture. It wasn't a body picture. Like literally, you know, it was real from neck up. And then when she showed up to the date, she looked totally different. Now, when I show you these pictures, so here's the first picture. Now, this is what she showed up at the date looking like. In my opinion, she definitely looks like the same person. So it's not 100% like a catfish because like she didn't pretend to be somebody else. Now, I can see why he was so surprised when he saw this lady when she showed up because her hair is different. And we all know, I mean, women know. Men don't like to acknowledge it, but as women, we know that men typically, well, I'm not gonna say that. I'm not gonna say that. We think that men prefer straight hair. I mean, we know that in Western standard, straight hair is more seen as being more beautiful. But when she showed up to the date, she showed up with all her glory and her tresses natural, you know, nappy and natural, okay? And you know, you see the outfit, you saw what she showed up in. And the that wasn't even the kicker. The kicker was that they had this date, they sat down, they did whatever. I guess he voiced his opinion about how he felt about her, you know, catfishing him. He paid for the date. But the kicker is after the date, he sent her a request on Cash App for her portion of the meal for her to pay him back. Listen, first of all, hold on. Listen, we need some like that's so wrong to me on so many levels. Like, first of all, you played yourself. Because if you ever thought that you're going to let me walk away from a table that you already paid the bill for and you think that I'm going to give you your money back after you pay for it, yeah, you played yourself. You played yourself. Because realistically, if you had a problem with it, you should have made it be known at the table and I would have settled up and we would have went our ways. So I hope sis did not send him no money. I hope that she said, yeah, you're lost, bro. You're lost. Um, but furthermore, the problem that I have with this situation is like men got the game messed up. Like, so you didn't pay for this woman's meal out of the kindness of your heart? Like, it takes nothing to be a good person. It takes nothing to be a good person. And I feel as though like it's just like it's mean. Like it's mean girl status. Like you can't even pay for this woman's meal just to be nice and just be a gentleman and just count it as a loss. Like, I don't know. I just feel like y'all are like, these men are like, I'm only paying for a meal for a baddie. But y'all want to pay for these baddies to eat and then complain when these baddies call y'all or text y'all or send a request and say, pay for my lunch and it's $100 Cash App request. So what do you want? Like, you can't have your cake and eat it too, bro. Like, you're basically saying, well, if she not pretty, she don't deserve to go out on a date. Like, everybody deserves to be treated nice. Everybody deserves to be treated with respect. And I just feel like he should have counted it as a loss. Like, have some class about you. Like, you should have bowed out of that situation gracefully. But, like, you showed that you are a... Okay? That's all I got to say about that. That's all I got to say about that. But what's your thoughts? Listen, do you think the lady catfished them? Like, or does she, just look different in her profile picture? Like, to me, like I said, she looks the same. So I wouldn't say that she catfished them. That's just my personal opinion. It's a sad world. It's a very polluted dating pool out there. I'm sure this is not the last time that we'll have a story like this. But as a whole, my brothers and my sisters, we gotta tighten up. We gotta do better. We got to do better. Like, just be a nice person. Just be, if all else fails, like, I just feel like everybody's going into a dating world, like, looking to get something out of it. Like, why is it not enough for us to just say, hey, let's enjoy each other's company. Let's just have a good time. Let's just focus on being friends. Like, if you approach the dating pool with that type of perspective, I feel like he would have went into it with, with a little bit more compassion. And it would have been a situation of, well, she's not necessarily my type, but she has a good personality, and I enjoyed talking to her for a period of time, and just count it as a loss, and you just never see her again. Like, I feel like as a man, that's the position that you're in. Like, it's an investment. Like, I understand that it's like you spending money on a meal is an investment, but at the same time, what y'all men fail to realize is, nigga, I can pay for my own meal. So you're not doing nothing for me that I can't do for myself. So at the end of the day, like, stop acting like y'all doing something that's so, oh my God, like, knocked my socks off. Like, that's the bare minimum. That's the bare minimum. And y'all can't even do that. Like, I understand, like, your frustration with, the baddies that take advantage of it. But at the end of the day, there are some good women out here that appreciate, a man doing something nice for her and is not looking to just bleed him dry. So, that's all I gotta say about that. But, like I said, listen, just because I'm here by myself, don't mean I don't got a lot to talk about, okay? So as y'all can see, I had a lot to talk about. And I'm sure next time y'all see me, I'm going to have a lot more to talk about. So I hope y'all enjoyed this first solo episode of the Sister Talk podcast. Again, I'm your host, Gold Chain Diva. And you can follow me on social media at goldchain__diva. Make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you get notified every time a new episode drops. And yeah, chime into the chat. Listen, run to that chat, okay? Because I need y'all to chime in on some of the things I talked about this week. Because I want to hear what y'all think, okay? So thanks for supporting the podcast. I hope you decide to return for episode 2. And I hope that you enjoyed this one. And yeah, have a great night.